Breaking right now, an active shooter is in custody after opening fire on the Florida State University campus in Tallahassee today. This is Wink News at 3. I'm Russ McCaskey.
I'm Amanda Hall. At least 6 victims were rushed to the hospital. 5 of them are in serious condition. 1 is critical. The gunman was first reported by the student union right about noon.
The university sent out an alert at 12:02, urging students to seek shelter immediately. At 1:04 p.m., FSU ordered students to keep sheltering in place as officers actively cleared rooms on campus. We're hearing from people on campus now.
I was parking my car, walking back, and as I was walking back, I see these group of girls crying, really upset, walking back from the student union, told me they heard gunshots, and they just ran and came back to their apartment where I was walking to. Honestly, I just hope everyone's okay. And
ran down a hall and all the doors were locked except one going up a flight of stairs to exit, and we didn't think that would be a good idea, but there was about 70 of us or 50 of us in that, and we were just like trapped. You know, 2 officers were there, guns drawn, yelled, "Did you see anything?" We're like, "No." "How do we get out?" They pointed that way, and just the adrenaline, we got outside, and just here we are. We ended up in a church across the street here.
Wink News anchor Chris Safati has been talking to a student from Naples who is on campus on lockdown. Chris.
Amanda, his name is Garrett Harvey. I've been talking to him on X most of the afternoon. He's safe. Here's some brand new video of Garrett and others in that building right near the student union being evacuated within the hour. I talked to him just before they knew they were going to be taken somewhere else, and here's what he told me.
But obviously it's more of a calm fear because we are definitely terrified with what happened. I can't speak for everyone, but I mean, for me personally, I'm terrified, but right now I'm in a safe spot, so I feel slightly better, but not really.
He also told me about the first people he talked to, his parents in Naples, and what he said when he was the most scared.
It was text message. I said there was a shooting, I'm hunkering down, and I would stay off, any sort of line for several minutes to allow first responders to pretty much use open communication, because I knew it was going to be clogged and there's going to be a lot of people calling, so I texted them that. They kind of stayed down for a few minutes, and then I pretty much called them just saying, "Hey, I'm fine, I don't think he's anywhere near us," and that I'll just keep him in touch.
And again, the interview was right before that video you saw of them getting out. In the last 20 minutes, he told me he's off campus completely now and safe. And now that he's off campus, I can tell you he was very near the student union building, but not in it. We'll get you more on what he went through and some of the other students throughout the afternoon. Back to you.
All right, Chris, thanks. Obviously a very fluid situation. We're still waiting for more information to come in.
Yeah, meantime, we're joined by Wink security analyst Richard Kolko to give us some insight on law enforcement's perspective right now.
Well, law enforcement's perspective right now is they hate getting this call. But for the last 25 years, we remember back to Columbine, they've been training for this kind of operation. I even found recent training videos from the FSU Police Department, and they run through this not only with them, but with all other police departments. When you look at the response here, how huge it is, cars from every local jurisdiction. The feds have shown up now, the FBI, ATF, marshals, everybody will be there to provide assistance that they can. And the difficult thing is getting there, getting coordinated, being able to communicate, and being able to do all the things that they need to do right away.
You're a retired FBI agent. They're probably going to ultimately take the lead on this. What are they doing right now?
Well, right now, the primary thing is making sure they've got everybody in custody, okay, that needs to be in custody. We've heard they have one person in custody. They need to make sure that that is the only person. We have a thing that's often called circular reporting. We talked about all the 911 calls that come in. They come in from this side of campus, that side of campus, and what happens is because of being under the stress, a lot of these students are going to describe the shooter in different ways. So police are getting on their radios, oh, there might be a person in blue jeans, there might be a person in shorts, or wearing a tank top, wearing a sweatshirt. They really don't know. So what happens is they spend a lot of time looking for all these different people, but by the time it gets boiled down, it is very, very rarely more than one shooter. So and hopefully they're there right now. But of course, saving lives, clearing buildings, and making sure the right people are in custody is the primary thing.
All right, thank you very much.
Let's bring in Wing News reporter Haley Zarconi, who has talked to local parents whose child attends FSU.
Haley, is their child, first of all, okay?
Yes, thankfully she is. I just got off the phone with a mom from Immokalee who tells me that when she got the text of an active shooter on campus today, she felt helpless. Her daughter Tony graduates from FSU next month. In the car on her way to class, Tony got the alert that every student fears. Panicked, she called her mom, and her mom told her to stay put, don't move, and stay safe. Campus officials say that the shooting took place near Student Union, a place where her daughter has spent many days over the past 4 years.
You know, it's like you feel helpless, you know, because you're not there, and, you know, it's so scary. I know that's one of the places my daughter is always at, the Student Union or the library, especially right now that she's going through finals and stuff. So they're always, you know, her and her friends are always there studying. So that's a very, you know, heavily populated area where a lot of the students go.
A scary situation for her and her daughter. Again, thankfully, her daughter Tony is now safe. She's back at her apartment with her roommates. She says that they're beside themselves, that they, along with the rest of the university, has had to go through this, and we're keeping in contact with her and plan to share more of her story tonight. Back to you.
All right, breaking now, President Trump commented on the FSU shooting from the White House.
And I've been briefed on the Florida State University, Tallahassee active shooting. I guess it's an active shooter. Fully briefed as to where we are right now. It's a shame. It's a horrible thing. Horrible that things like this take place. And we'll have more to say about it later.
So that's the president commenting on it. We do anticipate a news conference at some point later this afternoon. They had said maybe mid-afternoon, but obviously there's a lot of things that they have to put in place before they can do that. But once we get that information, we'll have the very latest, and of course we'll pass that on to you.
Yeah, we're going to keep you updated with the information as it continues to make its way in. It's a fluid situation, so we'll be checking in frequently.
Meantime,